your quarterback look today, Darius?
Looked amazing, man. You know, he came in. He was moving well. He was throwing the ball pretty well. Made all the checks that he was supposed to make. He looked like a starting quarterback. You know, you can't, for a guy to, have all the adversity that he's been going through this whole offseason, he's still stepping up when we need him. He's coming in. He's carrying himself like a professional as a quarterback at what you need in a quarterback, and he's leading in the right direction.
What would you tell him about running out of the tunnel at Lucas Oil Stadium? What's that like?
I told him, hey, these fans a little different over here. You know, they love you, and when you run out of that tunnel, that's a different feel here. I mean, I only been one place, but it's a different feel when you run out that tunnel and they nothing but blue, the lights flashing, and that's just something about it. Just give you the chills just even thinking about it.
Darius, do you think Carson and Ryan's going on the close contact list, or the COVID list? Do you think that was a wake-up call to anybody, protocol-wise, locker room-wise, of what can happen?
I'm not going to say a wake-up call because it can happen. I mean, it's been the same thing last year. You think about when the Forest missed the Tennessee game. You think about it, so that you got to follow all the protocols. You got to do that. But it just sucks. You can follow the protocol to the T as an unvaccinated player, and you still can get dinged. So that's one thing that sucks. But you got to make sure that you with the connect signs, you got to make sure that you're not talking to someone for over 2 minutes. You got to make sure that you're thinking about it 24/7. You can't get lackadaisical or anything because you can get dinged, just as quick. It was way quicker than it was last year, so you got to think about that as well.
Darius, why have you decided not to? If you don't mind sharing that answer.
I think that's a personal decision of mine. I'm just a down south guy. Just want to see more. Want to learn more. I want to get more educated about it. Just got to think about it. I just don't want to rush into it. I got to see everything. I'm listening to all the vaccinated guys here. I'm not like you see on social media. I'm not pro-vax or not anti-vax. I got to learn. When you don't know a lot about something, you gotta educate yourself more about it, and you got to figure out what it is, and you got to make a decision from there. You got to make sure that you understand your decision. Make sure you understand what's going on in your body, what's the long-term effects and stuff like that. So I think once I get a grasp of it, just like a playbook, you got to get comfortable with something before you can go out and just say, okay, I'm gonna go out and then put this in my body.
Hey, Darius, when you hear your general manager come out and say, hey, yes, I believe everybody should be vaccinated, as a player, as somebody who's not vaccinated, how do you handle that when the GM comes out publicly and says that?
He's everybody's have a personal opinion. He says that because you gotta be for the vax. I think it would be a bad look for him if he say he don't care if someone get vaxxed. Him being a leader in the locker room or a leader of this team, you got to say that. You got to do that. But like I said, it's a personal decision, and he says that, but he also says, which, even though you didn't mention it, he says that, he's not going to make nobody get vaccinated. It's our choice if we want to or not. And to have a GM or a coach, to say that, that's what you really need, because I was talking to one of the other teammates, a leader is something that, you got to stand on your belief. That's what a true leader is. You can't get bullied. You got to make sure that you stand on what you believe in. And when a little kid come up and they see a leader standing up for what they believe in, that's a true leader. I feel like, when this thing, everybody has a personal decision. And you got to stand by your decision making. That's just like in life. You make a decision, you got to stand on it no matter what. And if you don't get vaccinated, you got to stand on it. If you do get vaccinated, you stand on that as well. But it doesn't make you better than nobody if you is or you ain't. This is a team that we believe in each other. We trust each other as teammates, and we're not going to let it be a distraction. Man, we talk about it in our locker room as teammates. If you're vaccinated, you're no better than me. If you're not vaccinated, you're not better than me, because when we step on that field, it's 11 guys. It's 11 guys trying to get one common goal, and that's to win the ball game. And you got to have that trust. You got to have that gut feeling with your guys and believe in your guys and believe that they're not going to make that mistake, or believe that they're going to go out and understand that they cannot put their team at risk to cost them a game.
Darius, do you think the prominent players that had the close contacts over the past week, do you think that's changed anyone's opinion on getting vaccinated to avoid that scare?
I honestly don't know about that question, but when you don't know. I mean, like I said, it sucks because, like I said, if you're an unvaccinated player, you can wear a mask, you can get tested every day. You can, follow every protocol to the absolute T. And it could be somebody else who vaccinated, ding you out. And then when you get dinged, they don't say who's tested positive or not, but guess who get the rap of it? The unvaccinated guys going to get the most talk to them. And then it's crazy because they do everything right, and we can't help that, that other people who, just say that you don't have a mask on, we have a mask on, we're getting dinged because we're unvaccinated, and that's the part that sucks about the whole situation, that I feel like some of the protocols are, they're set up for us to lose, but it is what it is. You got to make sure that you understand that you got to do what you can do to make this thing go the right way.
Darius, you mentioned earlier about having to always be aware, distance and those kinds of things. How much does that affect how you work every day?
No, it doesn't. It's more so like, say if we're in a meeting room, well, we got it set now, vaccinated, unvaccinated, and if you get close enough, it's been like a minute, okay, slide out a little bit, let's take a 30-second break, let's come back, we talk again. Or if we out on the field, if we out there making a play, like on plan, it's fine, but we got to think about when we standing out there after the play is over, we got to make sure that we understand that your connect sign is still going, and you got to have it on your mind 24/7. You can't slip up, because then when you slip up, you out for it's 5 days now. So you got to be mindful of the whole situation and understand it, understand the protocol, understand what the consequences are, and you got to make sure that if you all about winning, you got to make sure that you doing everything right. You got to make sure that you're not want to let this team down, and I think people fail to realize that. Even if you're unvaccinated, we're all competitors. We wouldn't do anything to jeopardize winning or jeopardize missing a game, because I know what it felt like last year to not have, your main guys up there, and you lose a big game against Tennessee at home when we could have won to win have the divisional title, and that sucks. So in your mind, you don't want to miss that. So you got to make sure that you understand that, and people outside here got to understand that we're not going to do anything stupid as hell to put our team or our teammates in jeopardy to do that.
Is that hard though? I mean, you're here to work and prepare for a game, but you're also trying to think, all right, we're almost at 2 minutes, I need to move, or we're in a meeting, you're in the heat of something, of a meeting or something, and you're like, oh my God, we're at a minute 45. How hard is that to not just focus strictly on your job because you're trying to think about, all right, I can't be too close to this person or whatnot?
It's hard because, we're guys. When you think about it, when you out, hanging out with your guys, you're thinking about the good times. You're just having a good time, and then you're like, oh, snap, let's back up a little bit. So it's tough, but you have a lot of people in the locker room holding each other accountable, and that's what it's going to take, because it can easily slip your mind. Like, we're in there, we're playing cornhole or whatever it is, and, you're not thinking, okay, let's step back a little bit, and you just got to be mindful of it the whole time.
Is it hard for your families too? As Chris mentioned yesterday, that's going to be considered, fans going to be in the stands, families are there. Is it hard for your family too, because they have to help protect you too?
Yeah, but they got to live their life. I told them, this is what we got to do. Just like last year, we had the same situation. My wife still, she still go work out. She do everything she had to do. My oldest one is going to school now, so when they go to school, wash your hands, come to this. We come home, make sure you wash your hands, stuff like that. So you got to think about that. My family knows it. Like I told my family, if you coming up for a game, because I'm big on family. I love being around my family, and so when they come up, if you feel anything, don't come up. Make sure you let me know, because I'm not missing no game because I don't want to miss a game because of that situation. If I miss a game, I want it to be because of me, not because of someone else. So they understand that. They understand what this mean to me. I want to be a Super Bowl champion. You can't be a Super Bowl champion, missing games. So that's the mindset. They know it. I know it, and everybody in that locker room knows it as well.
Darius, does it ever feel like this is exhausting? Like it's almost 2 years now, and it's not only about football.
Yes, of course. I just want to play football. That's all it is. When I wake up every day, like when I was outside getting warmed up, and for some odd reason, when I'm out there, everybody dreaded practice, but once that music click, that horn blow, all that excitement, I'm not sitting at no desk, and I always say that I enjoy what I do, and now it's more so, okay, you enjoy what you do, but you still got to, worry about this. You got to wear a mask. You got to do all the protocols. And then it get to a point where sometimes it's not even about football anymore. You can do all the S's and O's, but once you come back in here, only thing we're doing, talking about, COVID, and it sucks because we want to play ball. and we know understand that we're in a pandemic. We still understand that this is still going on, but it's frustrating, it's exhausting, but you got to do what you got to do to, help this team win and make sure that everybody stays safe and, try to help bring a title back to the 317.
Thanks, Derek.
Cool beans. Yep, y'all be safe.